Right, hopefully that is all working, recording, streaming, everything going. So I've been so looking forward to this. So huge welcome, hello. This is our spring Equinox power upgrade. And I know that I've got women joining me from all over the planet to do this. So I'm just delighted that you're sharing the space and the energy with me today. And I'd love it if you could just say hi in the chat, just say where you're from, just so we can, get that bit of connection going. So if you haven't met me before, I'm Dr. Anne Whitehouse. I'm a success healer and I'm founder of the Repower Healing Modality. And today we are going to be harnessing the spring equinox energy to literally reclaim our power from things that have been draining us, dragging us down, and then harnessing it again to actually bring in the positive shifts that we want. So by the end of this upgrade, what I'd really love for you is to be feeling lighter, more energized, replenished, and literally resourced for the coming months. So if you're here, if you're part of my community, then more than likely you are a professional woman, you want success or impact in the world, maybe you've got a mission, maybe you're a creative of some sort, but you're a woman who really wants to make a difference. And I know that I've got some familiar faces here, and it's lovely to see you coming back again. But if you are new to me and this kind of thing, maybe you're not familiar with subtle energies, and maybe you're not sure about how this is compatible if you're a woman who's really conventional and in a conventional career. But what I'd like to propose really is that it's completely compatible. And what's more, it's actually incredibly beneficial, and looking at life in this way, as well as having all our ambitions for the world, it really not only enhances our well-being, but it enhances our performance, our success, and our impact as well. It's a complete win-win situation. There's all the stuff that goes on to undermine us when we are in the world, all the patriarchy stuff, imposter syndrome, confidence, feeling safe, to be seen, to be heard. If you're dealing with a toxic workplace or toxic relationships, or you've got issues with your personal life and you're still trying to perform at work, burnout, juggling too much, dealing with double standards, self-doubt, all the stuff, right? We don't give up. We keep on, dealing with these things. But it's undermining us, right? It's dragging us back, and it can feel as if things are just one big battle, a struggle, all the rest of it. But what I've really discovered after years of working with this is, if we get down beneath the surface of all of these issues, we really have just one thing at the very bottom, and that is that we as women are trying to fit ourselves into the world, which still has male as default. And it has us trying to squeeze ourselves into something which literally does not fit us. The standards, the expectations, all of it is literally going to undermine us rather than propelling us forwards. And it creates mismatch, it creates inner conflict, and it drains our power. And when I talk about power, I'm not talking about a belief in our power or a belief in our empowerment. I'm talking about an actual drain of energy when we interact with the world. And that is what power alchemy, what I do, is all about. Because if we try to push things around on the surface and change things that way, we're really just barking up the wrong tree. We're just going to get more and more drained and more undermined, and we're going to be running on empty. But instead, if we literally create, we bring the power back, and we create that, what I call a power foundation to support us in our energy, that then completely changes how we react to the world, which means that we can have a much better experience of life even before the world has changed as we want it to. So think about it this way, the male way of doing things, it's like push, 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 goal, action of push, 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 doesn't really suit women at all, because of course our energy is based on cycles. It's based on ebb and flow. And the more we try to just do the push, push, push way of being in life, we're just going to, we can do it for a certain amount, then we're just going to be drained like a battery. But on the other hand, if we reconnect to our natural energy, reclaim our power, not the power the world tells us we should have, what we find is we're going to get stronger, be more resilient, more relaxed being ourselves. So I just need to bring somebody in here. More relaxed being ourselves, feeling safe to show up as us, as opposed to what the world expects us to be. And when we have that, what you find is imposter syndrome disappears, stress goes down, anxiety goes down, confidence goes up, and we just become far more resilient to any negativity or toxicity or sexism or any of those things. And our relationship with the world, and especially with men, is going to change. So it's a complete win-win thing. And it's even a bigger picture than that, because when we are doing it in a group like we're doing today, and I'm so delighted that so many of you have come to do this live with me, that what we're doing is we're creating literally a female power default. And this is pretty much missing from the world. And every time we do this, we join together in this energy and we start to magnify it and build it, we're not only anchoring it for ourselves personally, we are then putting that energy signature out into our lives, and other people can begin to join in, to plug into that. And we're going to be getting more balance between the male and female, which is obviously what the world needs hugely, now more than it ever has. Right, so today, Equinox, why is it important? Well, I'm sure you know, this is the day when day and night are the same length. We've had this movement into the spring, but at this point, what we've got is that the light is taking over. And you can think of it in terms of a huge momentum that we can harness. All the conditioning that women have, I mean, I've totally had all this, is of us having to do things all by ourselves. We take on everything. We are holding our families together. We're holding our partner. We're holding everything energetically at work. We're just doing it all. And it's totally draining. But, if we say, well, actually, I don't have to do all this heavy lifting. We've got this ebb and flow in the energy of the planet. And, we are so connected because we are part of this machine, if you like. We've just been told to disconnect from it, by our conventional upbringings, our Western education and all of that stuff, but we're still in that energy. So when we say, well, actually, there's this huge push of light energy for growing, for creating, for getting things done and created out in the world, we can hop on and just have that working for us. And a really good way to think about it is to think about like a water wheel with no water. That's what most of us are doing most of the time. We're there pushing this wheel around like maniacs, pushing and pushing it. It's such hard work. And we still can't do it very much because it's just us. But if we open the dam gates and the water floods through and it goes into the wheel is just turning by itself. And we don't have to do anything. All we need to do is to then direct the power it's creating into what we want. So we then are the ones who are directing the power instead of having to put in all that heavy lifting. So that is what I wanted today, and that's why it's such a beautiful time to have this. The world needs it. We need it. We've been under so much stress, and it's getting worse. We need a really good positive push forwards that's going to lift us rather than us doing all that heavy work. Right, I know that I've actually got some women who are joining me from the Southern Hemisphere, and I know I'm talking about spring and all of this, So firstly, you are so welcome if you're joining me for the Seventh Hemisphere. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put in an intention that if you are on the other side of the planet, you are going to have your version of this healing that's going to fit in with the energies where you are. So don't worry if you aren't in the Northern Hemisphere. Right. So I think that's it. I think we're ready to go. Now, if you haven't done anything like this before, it's very easy. All I'm going to ask you to do is to close your eyes, follow the process through with me. We're going to be using the fact that everything is connected energetically. We're going to be connecting to our heart field, and we have an enormous electromagnetic field around our hearts, which can really clear whole, so much. And we're going to be using our positive mental intention. So all you need to do is follow my voice, relax, and you may feel things. You may feel drowsy, you may feel energy or tingling, you may not. It's a completely individual thing. You are still going to get the benefit whether you feel anything or not. So what I want you to do is think about what in your life has been holding you back or dragging you down or making you feel exhausted or making it feel like a battle or anything like that. That's what you could do the whole of your life, but I think it's easier if you just connect to one thing. And of course, if you want to, you can listen to the recording and do the whole thing again. If you want to go through the whole of your life, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so I invite you to make yourself comfortable. Close your eyes and just take a couple of gentle breaths. So I want you to breathe in for a count of 4, and then just hold it for 4, and then breathe out slowly for a count of 8. And just do that a couple of times. It's lovely. Okay. Now I want you to imagine that you are connecting to your heart energy. Let's put your attention into your heart. But then I want you to send the energy. Imagine it like light, and you're sending it up, out through the top of your head, way, way up, like 100 meters above your head, 300 feet above your head. And at this level, you're really connecting to the levels, real highest levels of consciousness. You might think about this as your higher self, or your higher levels of consciousness, or higher beings, whatever works for you. Maybe just the universe. And we're like putting in a hook to connect to that energy. Now I want you to take your attention down, back through your body, right down through your legs, down into the earth, and imagine going right down to the center of the earth. And you're connecting to the heart of the earth and feeling that we are absolutely part of the entity, the organism that is Mother Earth. And you can imagine this like a battery, the energy that's going to just replenish and strengthen you on so many levels. I want you to imagine that energy flowing up from the center of the earth, up through your legs, back to your heart. And at the same time, this higher level of consciousness, that beautiful sparkly energy, imagine that flowing down through the top of your head, down into your chest, into your heart. And you've got both those energies mixing and flowing and literally recharging your heart energy. It's lovely. Okay, so now we're going to let that energy expand. So with each breath, imagine this ball of energy in your chest getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's expanding outside of your physical body. It's expanding out to encompass the room where you're sitting, and further out to the town, maybe the county or the area or the state where you live, expanding out again, the whole of the country where you are, expanding out again, till your heart energy is literally encompassing the whole planet. We're just going to hold that for a few moments. And let's just consciously connect with all the women who are doing this with us. So I've got people who are on Zoom, I've got people on Facebook, and anyone who's listening to the recording later, you are absolutely in our field. We are all connected. So I want you to just feel how powerful we are when we are joined together in this space, this consciousness space. So this is our female default. And before we start anything else, let's just do a bit of a clearing. So that anywhere in your life where you're currently being blocked or held back or undermined because a male default is telling you something, draining your energy, whatever it might be, we're just going to replace that patterning with our female power default instead. So when I'm talking about patterns and things like this, I see it as literally energy patterns in like the quantum field. You can imagine it in any way that works for you, but I like to talk about it in terms of patterns, because with this pattern, we can just remove it, we can delete it. And we can create new things. So that's just going to let that run for a couple more moments. That's lovely. Okay. So now with our field created, I want you to imagine that you are above yourself, looking down on you in your life. And you're looking down on whatever issue it is has been exhausting you, or is a struggle or a battle. Maybe it's in your personal life, maybe it's at work, maybe it's something you want to create or get out into the world, it just feels blocked. Maybe you've been going through COVID and you need to get your strength back after that, whatever it is for you. So as I was saying earlier, what is invariably going on when we are drained, when we've lost our power, and we're feeling like this, it's because there are mixed messages coming in. We've got messages telling us, you're not allowed to do this, you can't do this, you're too much, you're not enough, you have to do it like that, you can't do that because you're a woman, you need to do X, Y, and Z, as well as everything else you're doing, all of this stuff. So we're just going to look at it in terms of the patterning, okay? So anywhere in this issue where you are being told that you're not doing it right, that you are too much or too little or not enough, that you're doing something that's forbidden or unseemly, or you shouldn't be having that much authority, you shouldn't be earning that much money, or you're not allowed to rest, or whatever it might be. You don't need to know what these programs are, because we're just asking them to be flagged up in the field for us. So just ask, what is it for me? Why is my power being drained in this situation? And it might be some family patterning that's been triggered. It might be conditioning from your childhood. It might be something ancestral. It might be some patterning in the status quo, some real patriarchal stuff, might be that. It might be that a particular experience that you had, a trauma, or something that really humiliated you, maybe that pattern is reoccurring and you've lost your power because of that. Maybe you've just been doing so many things and pushing yourself so hard because you have been having to take on all of that responsibility, all that work, and hold it by yourself. So whatever those patterns are, let's delete them, clear, release, take out the story of them. Any imprints, any implants, any blocks that have been created, any limits, like any sort of thermostat limits where you hit a certain point and then sabotage comes in. That's very, very common. So if you have any of those, just ask that those patterns, those energy patterns, just be deleted, removed from your field. That's lovely. So anything that was telling you that you were having too much success, too much power, too much authority, again, let's just delete those patterns, because they're just patterns. They're not the truth. It's not the law. Just patterns in the field. Just see them being dissolved, dissipated, or just ask it to happen. Okay. Now, obviously, we have this awful situation going on in Ukraine, and it would be impossible for us to not feel that, the stress of it, the compassion for the people there. So let's release any patterning, any programs that are magnifying stress for you, causing anxiety or fear or worry, or just if it's draining because you feel so much and you aren't able to really do anything about it. But however that is manifesting for you, let's just bring in the understanding that the higher vibration, and what I mean by that is the most positive energy we can hold, is going to create a better experience for us, but also have a knock-on effect on anybody that has contact with us. And that is the way, by us being strong, that's the best that we can do. So again, however that is manifesting for you, we're just going to ask for those patterns to be released. That's good. That's lovely. Okay, so anything that you have been putting on hold, anything that you were procrastinating on, or in that energy of hibernation, or I just don't have the energy to do it, I don't have the time to do it. If there's anything like that going on for you, let's bring an understanding that now that we are going to harness the energy of the year, and we don't have to do all this heavy lifting for ourselves, now that we're doing that, it's safe for us to kind of get those things out and sort of plant the seed of growth, of creation. And that it's safe for us to do that without us being overwhelmed or have more exhaustion, more struggle. Okay. So going on to the second part of our upgrade today. So I want you to think about what it is you would like to create going forwards. What would you like to enhance and get that momentum from the equinox? I say it can be any part of your life that you want. It could be something at work. It could be getting your business out online, expanding your visibility. It could be getting, improving your relationships. It could be improving your health. It could be anything at all. There are no limits on this. So what we are so often dealing with as women is that we are existing in like a set of restraints. We are censoring ourselves and limiting ourselves a million times a day almost without realizing it, in order to fit in to the expectations that are there. We just do it automatically. It's the way we've been brought up. But the whole point of what we're doing here is to free ourselves from that. Free it from that it's like a web or some kind of restrictive matrix around us. Let's imagine what we could be, what we could have, what we could achieve if we were completely free to be ourselves and shine without holding back because of any of this hidden programming or anybody else's expectation. So what I want to do now is open up that possibility. So ask yourself, what would be required? What would I need to create in those quantum patterns for me to have and do and create exactly what I'd like, and more, and at the same time have energy and health and happiness and well-being and personal life, have all of that at the same time, no compromise, no limits? What would I need to come in? What new patterning would I need for that? So just going to ask for new patterns to be created. So this is our new codes, if you like. So you can imagine coming back down and being back in your heart energy, because that's really the core of our energy that we're putting out into life. And we could just ask, okay, please create the coding that I need that's going to allow me to have and be and do what I want without the limits, without the personal cost, without the struggle, without the battle, without the exhaustion. Just allow those new patterns to come in. You can imagine it, maybe feel it, or just ask for it. Now imagine the energy is now beginning to spiral, spiraling, starting at your heart, and it's spiraling through your body, through your energy field, out into your life. And as the energy's rotating, let's imagine or see or feel all the power that you lost to all of that old patterning. Just imagine that returning to you. It's being magnetized back to you. And not only is that going to strengthen you and replenish your system, as you do that, it's going to be repowering what you are setting up for the future. That's beautiful. So just imagine or feel that returned power, your power, now soaking back into your cells. It's soaking into your heart, it's soaking into your DNA, and it's soaking into all the aspects of your life where you were feeling depleted or feeling not good enough or feeling like an imposter or feeling under stress or that you had to just push yourself all the time. Just going to let this run for a few moments. It's really important to really allow this to return and anchor itself. As we do this, your overall power is going up and up and up. And what happens is that the more power you are holding, literally holding in your body, your mind, your energy field, that when you are in some of those old situations that were draining you, it's going to feel different. So you can still have somebody being, negative or aggressive or something, but to you, when you're holding your power, it's like water off the duck's back. It doesn't affect you anywhere near as much. And you maintain your strength, your resilience, your confidence, all the things that matter when you are dealing with the world. That's beautiful. Okay, so we are nearly done here. What we need to do now is to do the main thing, which is to really jump onto this equinox energy. So decide what it is that you are really wanting to create or move forwards or get progress with over the next few weeks and months. And you've got your mental focus on it, but now bring it down into your heart. Imagine holding that vision or that intention in your heart. It's there. You don't have to think about it anymore. And at this point, I want you to kind of take a sigh, relax, and let's allow the awareness of the planetary energies to come in. Just sense or know that this big push in positive light energy is happening. And we are connected to it. We're part of it. It's effortless. It's effortless to get the benefit from this. So quite simply, I want you to take that vision, that intention that you're holding in your heart space, and literally send it out. Just send it out to the planetary energies. Just like when you're at the airport and you're on one of those, walking runway things, you go much further with hardly any effort. That's what we're doing. We're literally passing what we want to create to that movement of energy. So we are holding the vision, we've given the instructions, the direction that we want, and then we've just sent it out to have this huge blast, if you like, of really speedy, creative energy, which is all without us having to put in, our personal effort and our life force. That's lovely. So I'm just going to complete by giving us some subconscious instructions. So I know this is quite new for some of you taking part in this today. So let's just show your subconscious that what you've done is absolutely safe and normal and allowed, and you are totally able to change patterning within your field whenever you want to. And that what you've cleared, what you've released, you don't need that any longer. It's not who you are, it's not part of you. It was simply a pattern that you chose to release from your field, and you've brought in new patterns that are life affirming. It's going to give you more energy, it's going to make you feel better. That's lovely. Okay, so if you just imagine now a beautiful copper energy that's flowing up from the earth, up through your legs, up through your body, down through your arms to your fingertips, and right the way up through your head, filling every cell, filling your energy field. And this copper energy is just going to anchor and integrate all the new information that you've put in. Just make it robust, make it lasting, so that you can now move forwards with all of this new positive energy as normal, as your new powerful default. That's lovely. Okay, so if you are ready, I invite you to open your eyes. We went on slightly longer than I'd anticipated, but there was a lot to clear, and I never like to leave something half done. So I'm just going to have a look. We've got people from North Carolina, Canada, Barcelona, London, Cambridge here in the UK, Welwyn Garden City, South Wales, more Canada, Coventry, France, Portugal, Switzerland. Wow, fantastic. I don't know who's been on Facebook. I'm not able to yeah, I'm juggling the Facebook in here. I would love it if you drop some comments here in the chat. I'd love to know how you found that, or you can put the comments onto Facebook, or indeed in LinkedIn. And I've got people coming from all over the place. So every time you clear these this old patterning, what you're going to find is that your power is going to go up. You're going to get more resilient, you're going to get more confident, more relaxed, able to deal with with more negativity around you. It's, as I say, it's a win-win situation. It's just so beneficial to do this. If you're listening to this on the recording, if you could drop a hashtag replay underneath the recording, and then any questions or any comments, please do that, because I love to hear your experiences and how that went. I've got some lovely comments coming in. Thank you. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I thought it was brilliant. I was feeling really drained. Now I'm much lighter, ready to go. Fantastic. Can't wait to use it, the power upgrade. Absolutely, absolutely. We've been under so much stress for the last 2 years, and it's not letting up. It's just changing to a different kind of stress. The more that that we can keep ourselves literally re-powered from within, we're going to just be able to not only make our own lives better, but it's going to have such a knock-on effect on our families, our partners, our colleagues, people that we're interacting with. It's just such a beneficial thing to everybody. Elodie says, oh, wonderful, such a great feeling with you all. Beautiful. So glad you could join us, Elodie. That's fantastic. So what do I want to say now? Yeah, that's right. So because this has been a big energetic upgrade, what I really recommend is that you drink some water, have a bite to eat. If you can get outside and go for a little walk to just allow all of that to integrate better, it will just land and allow your mind to sort of assimilate and really absorb all those new energies. Oh, huge thank you to my friend Dale who sent me a link. Thank you, Dale, for inviting Marilyn here. And so if you would like to know more about freeing yourself from imposter syndrome, from low confidence, dealing with toxic relationships, or if you have anything that if you have a group or your company would be interested in me doing any work with them, please do reach out, get in touch, let's chat. All women need more power. We just do. And I have this vision where we have got this beautiful balance between the male and the female, and we are able to show up in our lives as ourselves really powerfully without having to change who we are, without having to compensate. This is what we're aiming for. And the more we can get on board with that, either whether you're starting out in your career or whether you are way down the line, it's never too late. And so the more power we have, the more women everywhere are going to benefit. I haven't managed to see anything on the Facebook because it wasn't showing me. I'm going to try again to see if there's anything on Facebook that I need to. If I haven't managed to see your comments or anything and you're on Facebook, I will absolutely get back to you through that. Oh, yeah. So I haven't managed to see your comments or anything. You're on Facebook. Oh, no, I'm going to get some feedback now. I'm going to deal with that later, otherwise my technology is going to all go to pieces. So anyway, I'd love to hear from you. Do reach out to me with any questions or if you want any more information. It's been an absolute pleasure to share this space for the Equinox with you. I wish you a wonderful rest of Sunday and sending you lots and lots of love. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye, everyone.